Race number 6 at Ascot. It is the listed Tattersalls Cup. It's over the 2100 metres and mark an intriguing affair here. There's horses like Zerance, which we'll be expecting to see run in the Kingston Town. Horses like Properanti, Shintamani, Badamajo, these types which will be heading towards the Perth Cup.
Yes, it is a good form reference heading towards the Perth Cup. Let's have a look at Properanti's last start, running third in the York Cup.
Shot away at the 250, led by 3 lengths Casino Bell, Properanti's and Django, and now Pike winds up Special Delivery as well. Glory Land's gone. Special Delivery, Django, and Properanti's down the outside. Django, Properanti's, Django, Special Delivery comes through as well. Django.
Properanti's is a very good galloper, and we've seen that again so far in this campaign. I know it was 8th first up and then 3rd in that York Cup, but look at the distances there, the 14 and 1500 metres, and look at the weight as well, 59.5 kilos and 59. Now drop down to 55 kilos with barrier 1, step up to the ideal distance, has a really good record at Ascot, draws barrier 1 in a race where there'll be speed with the likes of Cougar Express, Kirov Boy, Badamajo rolling forward as well. I think Properanti's just gets the gun run, and then with that 55 kilos, the turn of foot's going to be too good.
The other key form races, of course, as you mentioned, is Rants out of the Railway Stakes Group 1, but also the Ascot Gold Cup over 1800 metres, which Tonto won on that occasion. It and Badamajo went out in front and completely walked. Of the good runs, Kiora Kutu and even Dark Alert were very good.
Yeah, it was an interesting tactics on that occasion. Badamajo just leading throughout. Tonto just parked on its outside, and then when it came to a sit and sprint, Tonto clearly had her covered in that. But as you mentioned, I really liked Kiora Kutu. I thought attacked the line strongly with a lack of speed and then stretching out in distance. I thought it was a big positive. The tongue tie goes on Dark Alert, which should improve. And also Zerance, they're in this race just solely to make sure that they are heading to the Kingston Town and also the Perth Cup. So a victory here just locks them in. Coming out of the Group 1 Railway Stakes as well with the 59 kilos, and Hugh Bowman taking the ride there, going to be very hard to beat. But I'm going with 12 Properanti's, from 1 Zerance, 11 Kiora Kutu and 4 Tonto.
12 on top for me as well. Properanti's ahead of number 11 Kiora Kutu, 13 Shintamani and 9 Badamajo.
Race number 7 at Ascot. It's over the 1200 metres. The Tab Touch Regional Championships. Now we're taking a look at Mount Barker, Northern, Bunbury and Geraldton form lines here.
Yes, all of those heats, of course, which are worth $30,000. A great initiative by Rawa and, of course, Perth Racing. But let's have a look at the Bunbury heat, which was won by Dane Finn. Have a look for Grand Lorado flashing late.
Dane Finn has made a sustained run to join it, though. They're a length and a half to Glen Albin. Just Dougie licensed lad. Nicotrice coming down the outside as well. Inside the 200, Harry Thomas, Dane Finn together. Harry Thomas, the 3-year-old, fighting on tooth and nail from Dane Finn. Dane Finn and Harry Thomas. Dane Finn the outside from Harry Thomas, and Dane Finn got it.
I think this is the race that we really need to analyse when they're taking a look at the top 4 numbers for this race. Grand Lorado, as you mentioned, that's the one that we'll focus on first. Really good performance there. Got well and truly back, jumped out of the ground late. In the end, just saw backsides and would have finished a lot closer. I thought it was a really nice run from barrier 8 here. Is going to get every opportunity. Dane Finn can't be dismissed either. That horse was 4 wide the entire trip and then still battled on nicely to get the job done. The other one which I'd be looking at from that run is obviously 16 Harry Thomas, which did finish second on that occasion. Now meets Dane Finn worse in the weights. But with the heat, if we see it's a day that it's tough to run on, this horse will be out in a nice position from barrier 2 as well. I think those 3 will be very hard to beat in this race.
Yes, another one on the up, as you mentioned, Adam, as those 2. Luke's Gold, a very handy performer. We, of course, tipped it out here on the box seat at about $18 when it won on a Wednesday at Belmont. Can't be dismissed with Damien Oliver on board.
Has won 3 from 4 now and just continues to find a way. Again, last up behind Sharkmouth. It wasn't pretty, but just knows where the line is and gets up at the right time. Now, Damien Oliver goes on board, as you mentioned. Barrier 10, there's enough speed in this race. I think they can even sit in a 3-wide line, just recover, tap the line strongly and be in the mix. But I'm going to go with the Bunbury form lines that you mentioned, Mark. Number 4, Grand Lorado. From 16, Harry Thomas. 8, Luke's Gold. 7, Dane Finn.
As am I, Adam. Grand Lorado on top for me. Ahead of Luke's Gold, number 8. The 11 there, which is Sharkmouth, and 13, Battle Talk.
Race number 8 at Ascot. It is the one that we have all been waiting for. The Group 1, the Crown Perth Winterbottom Stakes, Mark. The Eastern States v the locals. I'm really looking forward to this.
Adam, this is a great race, and it's become a great race in the Australian racing calendar as well. I can't wait for this Saturday. Let's go straight into it, though, and have a look at the Colonel Reeves, a race won by Vega Magic.
Coming back, got a beautiful inside run at the 250. Vega Magic reaches the lead. He booted a length and a half. Military Rain coming back. Rock Magic is coming down the outside. Vega Magic the leader. Look at Rock Magic coming. Rock Magic flying. Vega Magic stopping. Rock Magic gunning him down. Went to the line. Nothing in it.
Really nice performance here by Vega Magic, and I think the biggest thing from it is the confidence that this horse and also Jake Casey would have got from that. It's a big thing for Jake Casey to be riding in a Group 1 Crown Perth Winterbottom Stakes when you look at the names like Hugh Bowman, Ben Mellum, Tim Clark in the race as well. We've got all the jockeys, Damien Oliver coming across from over east and Corey Brown in the race. So what an opportunity for a young kid. I think it's great that the family have kept faith with him, and he gets his opportunity to shine on a big day, but everything is against Vega Magic in this race. They're drawn nicely. They should be able to get a really nice position through the early stages, but when you take a look at the weight swing, 3.5 kilos on a horse like Rock Magic, which with another stride was going to get the job done and gets an extra 100 metres here. I think there's others to prefer. They're probably a prep away, but it's a great opportunity.
Of the Eastern Staters, we'll start off with number 1, Terra Vista. Of course, it was first up after a pretty lengthy break, has had some foot issues, but first up run in the Mum Stakes was outstanding with 60.5 on its back. Now, don't forget that this was a race that Hortensia won on the way coming over here and winning the first Group 1 edition of the Winterbottom Stakes.
Joey Pride very happy with Terra Vista at the moment. Barrier 5 is just the ideal run, can probably sit a little bit closer than we've seen in those recent runs. As you said, drops from 60.5 to 58.5, gets out to 1,200 metres, which in my opinion is a big positive as well. I think this horse can definitely win the race and has to be one of the key contenders.
Number 2, Malaguera, now a dual Group 1 winner after winning in Brisbane the BTC Cup and of course last start the Darley Classic at Flemington, the big Group 1. I question what he beat in that field. It wasn't a genuine Group 1 field. We remember a couple of years ago when Terra Vista won the Darley Classic, he beat 10 Group 1 winners on that day. I think Malaguera only beat a couple. So look, he's still a very good horse and he's in great condition.
Yeah, look, from all reports, he's just been ripping up the track at Ascot as well. Simon Miller was pretty open with that throughout the week when clocking this galloper. You're right in the sense of the depth that was in that race that it beat, but at the end of the day, still got the job done. And what I actually really like for Malaguera here is just the speed in this race. You'd expect Military Reign, Shindell, Vega Magic to really tick along out in front, and I think that'll suit Malaguera perfectly from Barrier 1.
Of the locals there, Rock Magic has been in outstanding form, of course, winning the Prince of Wales Stakes, then second in the Reeves behind Vega Magic. State Solicitor as well, comes from 72 plus class into this Group 1, which is a big ask, but I think he's got untapped ability and could be there in the finish.
Rock Magic, I think, flying the flag at the moment for all Perth hopefuls. Has been in really good form from Barrier 3. Should get a really nice run. State Solicitor is the one that just I'm absolutely pulling my hair out. There is no doubt this horse has plenty of ability. William Pike had the choice of course, a Battle Hero and Regal Commander. He chose Battle Hero earlier on in the prep. He goes with State Solicitor there. There's another big lead. 72 plus form. Very hard to analyse when it comes to a Group 1, but Bob Peters is an absolute genius, and we all know this horse has got potential. It's just now whether in a race can it lift to this type of standard, and where's it going to be? I'm very excited to see where it does run, but I'm going to go with the Eastern State Gallopers and go with number 2 Malaguera from 11 Shidell, which has won 9 races from 10 attempts at the track. Number 1 Terra Vista and 3 Takedown.
I'm going the 1 Terra Vista, world's best sprinter, ahead of the 2 Malaguera, an obvious Quinella for mine, ahead of the 10 State Solicitor, and number 4 Rock Magic.
Final race of the day at Ascot. We go from a 1,200 metre sprint to the 2,100 metre staying event, and good to see some numbers in this race as well, Mark.
Yes, it's not the worst graduation race, Adam. Some last start winners and some handy types, but let's have a look at one of those last start winners from the Fred Kersley yard, Magic Rocket.
On Saxoff, shouldered out of the road. In behind them, Bergantina, Bowler Duzra. Well, he's been cleaned up. He quickly was joined by on the outside, Saxoff, and also Quite Regal and his Magic Rocket down the outside, coming with a well-timed run. Magic Rocket stormed up for Hall. He hit the lead, pulls away. Magic Rocket drew clear. And
nice performance here by Magic Rocket, and Peter Hall has only had positives to say about this galloper when getting off. Now drawn the car park in Barrier 14 with the 59.5 kilos. But when you do look at these graduation form lines, and then you look 2 starts ago, the horse had beaten the forgotten one by Longhead. That horse has now won 3 in a row, including a 72 plus carrying 58 kilos. I think the form lines there well and truly speak above the rest. I think it's certainly one of the gallopers in the mix. Just needs a little bit of luck early.
Number 6 Source of Survival from the Neville Parnham yard. Jason Brown keeps the ride here. Really like that this galloper goes up to 2,100 metres. We'll get a nice suck run again from Barrier 1 and should be there in the finish.
There's a comment that sticks out, and with no disrespect to this galloper, Lou Luciani was the one who said us that sometimes if you're not good enough over those 1,400-1,600 metres, you have a go at the staying races. And Source of Survival is a handy type. It's a competitive midweek galloper. It's carried the 60 kilos in all the runs so far. dropping down to 54.5 with barrier 1 out to 2100 metres. I think this is a great fit. I think this horse is really going to appreciate it. I think it's better than a lot of these and should get a really nice run throughout.
And number 5, O'Reilly's Crumpet, Adam. William Pike rides for Jeff Durant, Jason Miller. Last win was in the 2J Cup, $15,000 race there, but has been known to be a bit afraid of the line, Adam.
Yeah, you certainly can't have confidence about this galloper, but I do like the form lines, especially the run behind Variation 2 starting to go when beaten 1.3 lengths. Now, lost 2 lengths last start, was only beaten the 1.8. Gets barrier 7 and William Pike on board and has placed 3 occasions from 4 attempts at the track. It's not my best bet of the day. There's no way near that, but I'll be putting it on top. I just think we get a nice run throughout and attack the line strongly from 1 Magic Rocket, which does have the best form lines in the race. Number 9, Born Blue, and 8, Beg to Differ.
6 on top for me, Source of Survival ahead of the 8, Beg to Differ. Number 11, Delusky, and 1, Magic Rocket.
Time now to turn our attention to the best bet of the card, and I'm going to go with race 4, number 3, Lenience. Been knocking on the door for a while now. And then go into the big one, the Crown Perth Winterbottom Stakes, and I'll be going with Malaguera.
I'm going with race 2, number 3, Django, and in the Winterbottom, race 8, number 1, Terra Vista.
As we always do say, follow us on social media. There's been plenty going up in recent times. And don't forget, perthracing.com.au for all the event information. Kingston Town Classic the following week as well. So make sure you get out here in Perth Cup, not too far away. On behalf of both of us, hopefully found you plenty of winners.